Hillary Clinton is working hard to attract progressive voters. She announced her campaign on the promise of reducing income inequality. After a major speech denouncing the system of mass incarceration that has imprisoned millions of Americans and disproportionately African Americans, she has also announced her full support for immigration reform, going even beyond what Obama has embraced. Clinton went on the record saying she supported a path to full and equal citizenship. On the foreign policy front, Clinton is paying far more lip service to the right, having aligned herself with Henry Kissinger, a man whom many progressives consider the most notorious U.S. war criminal. Possibly complicating the field for Clinton is Bernie Sanders, whose recent announcement included that he too would run for president. At the very least, some hope that he will present a progressive foil to Clinton on domestic economic issues. On international issues, that's another matter, as Sanders notably falls toward the right, specifically on U.S. allegiance to Israel. And then there's a relentless push by some activists to recruit Senator Elizabeth Warren to run for the election. Joining us today to discuss these issues are Doug Henwood, political economist, author of After the New Economy, editor of Left Business Observer, host of a Pacifica weekly program called Behind the News, and Medea Benjamin, longtime peace activist, co-founder of the peace group Code Pink and the human rights organization Global Exchange, and author of Drone Warfare, Killing by Remote Control. Welcome to Uprising, Doug and Medea.
Thank you.
Well, Doug, let me start with you. Is it fair to say that Clinton seems to be, broadly speaking, tacking to the left of Obama on domestic issues and tacking to the right of Obama on foreign policy issues, or is that just too simplistic?
Well, it's really hard to say what Hillary actually believes in, other than the status quo. But she is doing a rather aggressive imitation of someone who's progressive on domestic issues. She's denouncing income inequality. She spoke recently of toppling the 1%, even as she's trying to raise a lot of money from them. She's talking about ending mass incarceration despite her husband's contribution to it. So I think she's in some sense running against what she's been working at for the last 20 or 30 years. I don't know if anybody's going to fall for it, but I wouldn't trust it for a moment.
And do you agree with that, Medea? You recently wrote a piece calling Hillary Clinton a hawk.
Well, she certainly is a hawk. She was a hawk when she was a senator. She was a hawk as Secretary of State, and she's a hawk now. Her policies have been disastrous. She supported the invasion of Iraq. She called on Obama to double the number of troops in Afghanistan when he was talking about the surge. She was disastrous in the policy around Libya that led to the overthrow of Gaddafi and the dysfunctional state that exists now. So I would certainly say that while she's trying to position herself as a liberal on a lot of social issues, she is definitely a hawk when it comes to foreign policy.